Late. I'm late for a very important date. Oh my God, how y'all doing? Spreaker. Good to see you. Alright, here we go. Hold on, fam. Alright, the black signal has just went up. Well, I think the black signal went out. I'm sending it out. But anyway, I'm just trying to make sure people know. Feel free to join the conversation. Channels on. Boom. Alright. So let's go to chat. Okay. Get out of this. Oh, well, I'm going to just refresh. See if that works. Refresh that. Alright, y'all ready? Oh, the black signal has just went out. Alright. It's 9:35, family. I'm running late. Call lines is open. There we go. Sent it out. Let's see how we doing as far as the stream. What's up? Somebody's out there. Who else is out there? Anybody out there? We streaming. We up on Periscope. We up on both Facebook pages right now. It looks like. Keyframe interval look good. Alright, we still haven't reached YouTube yet, but it's all good. Text message went out. So family, let's get this started. So we gonna have Rapid Taste chop this up, talk about it. Let's go and get our music for the night. Y'all know we had enough. I had enough. Give your time to come on in. Give your time to come on in.
This is what I tell you, you have joined us on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.gyenyame.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray.
Come on in, let me know y'all here. I guess the best we can, I don't know. Chat is open, lines are open.
In the form of fathers, do justice to the afflicted of the needy, deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness.
What's up, Charles? We about to kick it tonight.
All of you are children of the Most High, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth. Thou shalt inherit all nations. Allahu Akbar.
Alright, family. We had enough. I'm running super late. First off, I need to thank you for joining us at the Congregation of the Mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, you know this is Folk Tales for Grown Folks. Comes on every Kuji Chagalia evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simple production. Where we strive to blow up all your old paradigms. All right. So the chat is open. I don't see that many people in there. The phone lines are open. For those that can't get that, it's 614-556-4535. Once again, the call-in number is 614-556-4535. We strive to keep everything open. Family, listen. Let me stress, you do not have to agree with me in order to call in. We gonna argue. You know what I'm saying? We all have our different views, but Gye-Nyame Journey is here to, one, stimulate some thought. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stuff going on that I think that, it ain't that I think. I know that we need to be discussing, and I know that we need to be thinking about. one of the things that's been bothering me is that people been sending texts around talking about we need to vote. But family, what we need is a ticket. Not a Democratic ticket, not a Republican ticket, but a ticket that basically fits our needs. Who are the politicians that we should be voting for when we go out? Who should we be voting for? Very plain and simple. As a group, and not even that we all have to agree, but a select group of us need to go about putting together a ticket so that when we go to the polls, we know who to vote for. We know who to vote for. Now, I'm not just talking about no Democrat. I mean, because we got to get out of the mind state of just voting for one party. We need to vote for our interest. Our interest. Period. Somebody on the line. Who on the line?
Lady J.
Why you say, come on now. You know your name. What's up, Lady J? How you doing tonight?
I'll be better if you not start with me.
If I ain't start with you, girl, please. How we gonna have a show if me and you ain't falling out? But now, family, I want to welcome everyone in once again. Call lines are open, 614-556-4535. If you have the black signal, the number is on the black signal. Don't be scared. Click it and join the conversation. So now, what we are going to do tonight, we are going to break down one of these proverbs. I just gave my little diatribe about that voting. Now, because we can no longer afford to vote as individuals, we need to be voting as groups. So those of us that say that we are conscious, we need to have a ticket. If we go into the booth, we need to have a ticket so that when we go in, just like the Democrats or Republicans, we got, all right, boom, such and such. These policies, they stand on these policies, boom, we can hold them accountable for that. Click. You know what I'm saying? This issue 1 or issue 2 or issue 3, click. You know what I'm saying? We need to vote for those things that work for us. We need to start being more effective with what we have. Girl, are you wrestling a muskrat? What is going on in the background?
I'm sorry.
So here we go. Here is the folktale. This is a long one. So let me drink another thing of water because this is... And I had to be late on the day. I got the longest folktale I have. This is a long folktale. We're coming from Aesop Fables, complete and original translations from Greek by Aesop, translated by George Fowler Townsend. I got it from Forgotten Books. We are on page 293. Man, how many years have we been doing this? A rich nobleman once opened a theaters without charge to the people and gave a public notice that he would handsomely reward any person who invented a new amusement for the occasion. Various public performers contended for the prize. Among them came a buffoon, well known among the populace for his jokes, and said that he had a kind of entertainment which had never been brought out on any stage before. This report being spread about made a great stir, and the theater was crowded in every part. The buffoon appeared alone upon the platform, without any apparatus or confederates, and the very sense of expectation caused an intense silence. He suddenly bent his head towards his bosom and imitated the squeaking of a little pig so admirably with his voice that the audience declared he had a porker under his cloak and demanded that it should be shaken out. When that was done and nothing was found, they cheered the actor and loaded him with the loudest applause. A countryman in the crowd, observing all that has passed, said, "So help me, Hercules, he shall not beat me at that trick," and at once proclaimed that he would do the same thing on the next day, though in a much more natural way. On the morrow, or the next day, a still larger crowd assembled in the theater, but now partially for their favorite actor very generally prevailed, and the audience came rather to ridicule the countryman than to see the spectacle. Both of the performers appeared on stage. The buffoon grunted and squeaked away first, and obtained, as on the preceding day, the applause and the cheers of the spectators. Next, the countryman commenced, and pretending that he concealed a little pig beneath his clothes, which in truth he did but not suspected by the audience, contrived to take hold and to pull his ears, causing the pig to squeak. The crowd, however, cried out with one consent that the buffoon had given a far more exact imitation, and clamored for the countryman to be kicked out of the theater. On this, the rustic produced the little pig from his cloak and showed by the most positive proof the greatness of their mistake. Look here, he said, this shows what sort of judges you are. Long, but we gonna pull a lesson up out of this like we pulling teeth. Somebody else came up on the line? Who else on the line? Who else out there?
Yo! It's Quasi Low.
What's up, Quasi? We about to hit it. We about to hit it. Did you hear that? Eric, did y'all hear the folktale? Do I need to read that long ass folktale again? I'm so used to it.
I heard it.
All right.
I think I clicked in as soon as you started.
Cool.
And I was actually wondering what the inspiration of it was. I was wondering if you chose to do that particular one based off of the Conor McGregor, Khalid.
I need to hear it again.
Oh, snap.
So now, but let me be clear. I don't pick them. I've been going in order since the beginning.
Well, that timing is impeccable.
Exactly. That's how they come out. But listen, here we go. A rich nobleman once opened the theaters without charge to the people and gave a public notice that he would handsomely reward any person who invented a new amusement for the occasion. Various public performers contended for the prize. Among them came a buffoon, well known among the populace for his jokes, and said that he had a kind of entertainment which had never been brought out on stage before. This report being spread about made a great stir, and the theater was crowded in every part. The buffoon appeared alone upon the platform without any apparatus or confederates, and the very sense of expectation caused an intense silence. He suddenly bent his head towards his bosom and imitated the squeaking of a little pig so admirably with his voice that the audience declared he had a porker under his cloak and demanded that it should be shaken out. When that was done and nothing was found, they cheered the actor and loaded him with the loudest applause. A countryman in the crowd, observing all that had passed, said, "So help me Hercules, he shall not beat me at that trick," and at once proclaimed that he would do the same thing on the next day, though in a much more natural way. On the morrow, a still larger crowd. Somebody got a pig out there? Somebody got a pig up under a cloak out there? On the morrow, a still larger crowd assembled in the theater, but now partially for their favorite actor very generally prevailed, and the audience came rather to ridicule the countryman than to see the spectacle. Both of the performers appeared on stage. The buffoon grunted and squeaked away first, and obtained, as on the preceding day, the applause and cheers of the spectators. Next, the countryman commenced, and pretending that he concealed a little pig beneath his clothes, which in truth he did, but not suspected by the audience, contrived to take hold and to pull his ears, causing the pig to squeak. The crowd, however, cried out with one consent that the buffoon had given a far more exact imitation, and clamored for the countryman to be kicked out of the theater. On this, the rustic produced the little pig from his cloak and showed by the most positive proof the greatness of their mistake. Look here, he said, this shows what sort of judge or judges you are. You get it, Lady J?
Yes.
All right. Who want to hit it first? Don't be shy.
I think that ultimately was being, to me, the main thing that's being talked about is how gullible the crowd is.
That's a good angle. How gullible the crowd is. So,
because they was both doing the same thing.
And one had the pig. One actually had a pig. And he wanted to prove how stupid the crowd was. Y'all saying that this dude sounds better than a real pig. I don't understand. Help me.
I heard it. What's that noise?
I don't know what that was. I thought somebody was laughing. Might be the CIA. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Somebody thought. So you saying it's the gullibility of the crowd. Now this plays a major factor in what's going on today, because often we have been conned through the media. Lady J, this goes right into your favorite subject, propaganda, right? Propaganda can make the crowd feel that somebody imitating the pig sounds better than the actual pig. You know what I'm saying? It sounds more like a pig than the pig does himself. Because the buffoon was imitating the pig. The countryman brought an actual
buffoon didn't actually have. I thought he was just maybe better at concealing the actual pig.
Now, in another story,
he had a trick.
In another story, the buffoon did hide a pig. In this one, they're saying that he didn't have a pig concealed. He just made the squealing sounds. Because after he did it, they shook him down. Because they said that he couldn't be that good. So they grabbed him and they checked up under his cloak and stuff, and there was no pig there. And after that, they celebrated him. And the next day, they came back because the countryman said, I'm going to do my pig imitation better than his. As a matter of fact, I'm going to battle rap his ass. Actually, a squeal of a pig does sound like some of this mumble rap that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to battle rap him. So they get up on stage and the buffoon get up and do his imitation. And the man has the pig up under the cloak, acting like he hiding the cloak. Now, because I'm going to try to listen to this. Because this, I ain't think about it from the angle that you said, Quasi, how gullible the crowd was. He says, it says, the countryman commenced, and pretending that he concealed a little pig beneath his clothes, which in truth he did, but not suspected by the audience, contrived to take hold and pull the ears, causing the pig to squeal. So he walked up on stage with the pig hidden up under his cloak. People didn't believe that he had a pig up under his cloak, even though he made it look like he had a pig up under his cloak. He pulled the pig's ears, causing the pig to squeal. So not only did he get up there, he showed them exactly what was going on. And then at the end, when they was about to throw him out, he said, this shows how good of judge of talent, how good of a judge of news, how good of a judge of truth y'all really are. I have a real pig. You saying that this buffoon over here sounds better than the pig. I don't understand. Right? This also brings up the issue of what our ancestors said. This comes from Brother Kwame this morning. Brother Kwame says, this is a lesson from the principle of being able to distinguish the real from the unreal, which is a real problem in modern times and is a real danger in modern times. And I'm going to say especially for us, because we need to start really learning how to distinguish the real from the unreal. We're that crowd. Go ahead.
One of the problems with that is people, you know that saying, the first impression is the lasting impression.
Mm-hmm.
That don't necessarily mean that you got to dress up nice to go to the interview. that also means that the first impression that somebody gets of a thing is what they think that thing is. You know what I mean? Like somebody might taste ketchup on noodles for the first time, and then once they taste real fresh tomatoes ground up with fresh herbs and garlic, then they like, oh, this is nasty, or like this don't taste right, or this is, you see what I'm saying? Like they taste buds done already got accustomed to eating ketchup and masquerading as spaghetti sauce. You know what I mean?
That's like,
So it's like
that actually happened to me. I went to Whole Foods one day and got they had got that orange juice squeezer. And I was with somebody and we actually tasted it. And it was like, this is nasty. This don't taste like orange juice. I say, what are you talking about? This is orange juice. See, because actually what we drinking is not really orange juice. You know what I'm saying? Is orange Frankenstein juice. Because by the time they get done processing that shit, it's really green. They got to dye that shit back orange in order for us to get it. Same thing with sugar. Our whole lives right now, we have been given false things. Like this man on stage, we've been given false goods. And the imitation has outdone what's real. So it's hard to get some of our kids to even eat real food. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they so used to eating the processed shit, the Buffoon shit. Rather than being able, they can't distinguish what's real, what's not. For example, when Bill Cosby was sentenced and went to jail, I heard people saying, see, that's what he get for drugging them women and raping those women, when in fact, that was not what he was found guilty for. Real versus fake. Same thing.
I don't know enough about that. I don't watch the news. I used to be a news junkie, but I don't know. If you kind of want to deviate to inform me as far as that.
I'm not. My piece is that's not my forte. If somebody else want to take that, they can. Because my issue is, but when you read what he went to jail for, rape is not in there. It's not in there.
I have an example.
Go ahead. I got another one too.
So, over the weekend, I was at a ball game, and I'm not sure if you saw my post, but I'm at a ball game, and this guy walks up to get water, grown man. He bends over. I'm there with my cheerleaders and their little siblings, and his whole tail is out. His pants are beneath his buttocks. And so I took a picture. I showed the man. He pulled up his pants. So I waited a little bit. Then I posted it because anyone who knows me knows that I am obsessed with sagging. And so I posted it on my page, and someone who has been, I want to say he is, what is it called, trolling me. He told me that the fact that we are basically calling what I did with regards to putting this individual on blast is what it's called for sagging is what led to police officers gunning down little black boys. And he went on to say that sagging, we came up with sagging, and it's a part of our fashion and things of this sort. And I was explaining to him that there has been not speculation but confirmation that the clothing industry actually was in on this whole sagging fiasco, and that they began to produce popular brands that sold, urban clothes. They were, it was found that they were actually making the clothes bigger. So if you went and bought a 32 pants, it would really be a 34, so it would be bigger on you. And Fat Farm by name. And so after going back and forth, of course, because I really needed the last word, I had to sit and think about the fact that we will defend, we will behave as if that was our ingenuity, as if that we came up with that style. Some people have convinced themselves of that. They have not. They are not willing to accept that this is something that has been impressed upon us, nor are they looking at what the intended consequences were. We looked at it as fashion, but it was unbeknownst to us what the intended consequence was, and that was to make our young people unrespectable, unable to be respected because they're walking around with their whole ass out. But here again, we have a situation where the wool has been pulled over our eyes, and we will defend that instead of him agreeing that young girls, children, should not see men's buttocks, nor should they see the fronts, which is their growing area, when in public places that children frequent. Instead of him agreeing, instead of him addressing the matter, because like I told him, I address more grown men about their pants than I do boys. By far. But it was just, it was alarming. It was baffling. His argument, he used all that energy on that argument, and it accused me of basically selling my people out, right?
Who is he?
When in fact, I'm just bringing light to something that needs to be addressed.
Who is he?
In our community. I don't know him personally.
All right. Now, check this out, Lady J. You have a lot of controversial views. I don't agree with your views that often, but you know me, and so you feel that you need to go on and put your energy out to try to change how I see what you're saying. But I don't think you need to spend that much energy arguing with a motherfucker that you really don't know on Facebook about some shit. This is your opinion. It's your page. Motherfucker, get off my stream. I mean,
and I said that. I said what one would assume was that, and I say it here. I address things that affect me and my people and my community and that's where I live. But the reality of it is that all peoples have. Men, women, gay, straight, boys, girls, black, white, Mexican. I see them all. whenever I posted it and I addressed it, I really, subliminally, I was speaking to people who I frequent, right?
Who look like
but
you?
I didn't say that, huh?
You posted it for us, for
Yeah.
our people. You intended that for black people, and that was
I
your.
didn't mind addressing that, Tim, because he said what other people were thinking.
Well,
There
you
was
don't
another man
you
who
don't know that because
defended
I see the picture. As a matter of fact, I reposted that shit on Gye-Nyame Journey.
Did you? Which
Yeah.
one did you repost? The first one or the second one?
It's one where you had two shots, and you had the long statement, and I posted that shit up
From the booty fetish page.
Right. My whole piece was boom. I'm like boom, and the whole piece is, I mean, sometimes, and this is sort of like this goes back to the folktale, knowing real from unreal. No real statements or statements worth arguing about, and ones that are not. Know who to argue with and who not, because sometimes.
I wasn't arguing.
I'm saying, if you had a discussion, he a troll. I'm like, shit. If you say he a troll, if he a troll, then you don't even need to respond to that motherfucker. He ain't putting no money in your pocket. He ain't saving your life.
Like I said, that comment wasn't for him. It was for the other people who wanted to defend the Dumasness as well. Somebody went on there, someone I know, and said that the reason that men sag is because all the clothes in the store are too small for them.
Where the thrift
The
store?
Europeans went from making too big clothes to now making too small clothes, so the men are having a hard time. which is funny because it is true that that's happening for little girls. That is very true that when it comes summertime and you have a teenager or a young girl who is a little older, it is very hard to find clothes that fit them. For the last couple of years, we're getting a little better here this year. But we went into a piece where all the clothes for little girls were too small. All the shorts were short.
Well, I mean, yeah, but once again, that goes back to the strategy that you the word is not theorized, but you what's the thing before theory?
Hypothesize.
Right, you hypothesize. Because like I said, a lot of times we throw out hypothesis, and what we need to bring is bring the receipts, bring the papers. So here's the piece. Because when people start coming at you like that, if you really want to show them up, if you really want to shut them up, show them the documentation. Period.
So one of my friends posted something that I didn't know about. I know all about butt breaking, but she said that the slave owners would have the men wear their pants beneath their butts to show that they were broken in. Have you ever heard that?
I mean, I heard that, but once again, where's the fucking receipts? Listen, running and working with your ass out, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to have something loose in a sense to hold it in that place. The pants aren't designed to stay below the ass. It's hard to work like that. This is a true story. When I got shot, right, a young man that was with me saw the man who shot me, and he was sagging. I had been telling him the whole time, this was years ago, stop all that goddamn sagging. He tried to grab his belt so that he could run, missed his goddamn belt, and as the motherfucker was, after he shot me and stepped over me, he started heading towards this nigga, and his pants fell all the way down around his ankle.
Oh my God.
And the only reason he didn't get shot was that the gun jammed after he shot me. I'm just saying. This is an actual story. Boom. I know the dangers. I know what the belt is for. I have a hypothesis of what the belt is for. I know how to take it off and use it as a weapon. And I also know to buy my pants so they fit around my waist tight enough so that if I need to take my belt off and use it as a weapon, I could beat somebody's ass and get out of Dodge. You understand what I'm saying? And be running and putting the belt on at the same time. The belt is for holding up tools, not even necessarily holding up your pants. It's not, think about it. We live in an age where we can invent shit. You don't think motherfuckers would, belts is so 19th century, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? We can make pants that fit, but a belt is for tools. The belt was originally for a sword, for a blade. It's to hold stuff on your waist, not to hold up your goddamn pants.
Ironically, the gentleman of the picture that you posted, he has a belt on.
Yeah. Usually they do.
He has a belt on.
And it's tied around. It's tied. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You better jump in, man. You know you can't. Go ahead.
No, I just was really listening for real. Because, I guess I got my own perspective. I don't necessarily condemn sagging. I sag sometimes. You know what I mean? It's just it depends on my mood. Honestly, it's fun. The reason I had to interject now.
You intentionally pull your pants underneath your buttocks.
Not under my butt, but I don't necessarily wear my pants at
on
my waist.
Yeah,
I'm going to say like this. If you see my pants around my waist, I probably got a pistol. That's the only reason I wear my pants and my belt at that level is so I can carry my sword. You see what I'm saying?
Are people able to see your undergarments?
I mean, at some point, and so another part of that is I grew up poor. I didn't always. My mom would buy my pants too big so I could grow into them. So
Damn.
something that I
remember
still
that
to
shit.
this day don't know how to shop for pants. I never learned how to buy pants that fit me. I stopped caring. Like I never even learned how to like really know what it even felt like to have pants that fit. I never got comfortable with that. I never really wore nice belts. I never had that. I never had that luxury. You see what I'm saying? So I got comfortable wearing pants that fit differently or less than adequately. That's kind of just my comfort zone, and it's a product of poverty.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's how I got comfortable in that role.
Wow.
So while I do understand, I'm not going to necessarily. I do like how Tim, you know that I'll be walking around because I know where you stand on it. So you ain't never said nothing to me about it. So obviously it's not extreme to a level to where you maybe even know. I don't know if you ever just noticed and just chose not to say nothing, or it's either that or it just was never such an issue.
I'll let you know when it's an issue.
Notice.
You know I don't let I'm gonna let you know when it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? Because now he brought up a whole nother dynamic. Because I do remember getting pants too big. You know what I'm saying? But I did have a belt. But these belts that they make are very cheap. Now and then also, because some of these, but now not justifying it, but understanding. Like I said, like he said, understand some of it. Now, when you get grown and you start finding stuff that fit, you find your comfort zone. Now I'm not comfortable with my ass out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, to each his own. And I have to really look at a woman that would choose a motherfucker that would want to show his draws to everybody. I really got to, wonder what the fuck is going on. Because really, because I'm going to tell you, Lady J, do you know that everything that a man do, damn near, is to impress women?
Say it again.
Everything that a man do is to impress women. So
I agree. And you see that I said that.
Right.
If
and you said that in there.
Men will pull up their pants.
Right.
And my thing is, I don't particularly. There's levels to it. I don't think that when I was young, I despised sagging the way I do now because the pants keep getting lower. And now with the style being tight clothes, that means you are intentionally pulling your pants underneath your buttocks, and your shirt is short. And so I and like I said, I did some research on sagging. When I began writing my book about sagging for children, and one thing that hit me is that I've never witnessed a man in a respectable position sagging their pants.
Well, usually, hold on. Usually men in a respectable position got big shirts.
Copy. It's a respectable position. See, that's when you kind of start losing me. That's where I have to be like, okay, I don't know about this conversation. Because when I hear somebody say, when I hear a black person say a respectable position, that means something accepted by white people.
Uh-oh.
No, that's not.
When I heard somebody in mouth with my ears hurt was accepted by white people. So that's where I have a problem with the whole fucking conversation.
When I say respectable, I'm going back to the Great Migration. I'm going back to when our people began
to rules, like Jay-Z ain't respectable. You see what I'm saying? Like, LeBron and like respectable by who? By whose standards?
I'm going to tell you.
Who's setting the standards of what we even because the Africans even wear pants? Is that a thing? I've known African people that wear. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Prior to the creation of the consumer society, black people had a different outlook on those people who were respected in their community, and our I don't want to say our wealth, but our position was based on the work that we did for our people, the positions that we held. So I'm thinking about our pastors, I'm thinking about our doctors, I'm thinking about our teachers, I'm thinking about our government officials when we were segregated. I'm thinking about that before they begin to have us believe that our wealth or our worth is attributed to those things that we own. All caps on the word things, cars, jewelry, clothes, things of that sort. When we begin to, which is a European creation, whenever we begin to attribute our worth and our wealth with money and things, we got away from respecting people within our communities that were providing stability for our communities, that were allowing us to be self-sufficient. Yeah. So that's what I'm referring to when I say respectable. Those positions that we need in order to sustain ourselves.
Now, hold
i.e.
on.
going to our own doctor.
Get to the point,
i.e.
baby.
going to our own
Come on
attorneys.
now.
i.e. having our own
Wrap it up.
representation, having our own teachers.
All right. So now, Kwesi got a point with that, and I understand your point as well. But now, Kwesi, do you want to respond to what she said?
I mean, not necessarily, because I'm not necessarily disagreeing. I'm just offering pushback, and I'm saying
Right.
I am questioning our standards. I definitely am questioning our standards and saying, like, where do our standards arise, and at what point did the standards that we uphold from any direction, when did they become ours, and why did they become ours? You know, I'm not.
I mean, that's a great question.
Convinced that pants is. I don't know the history. You see what I'm saying? I like how you said I don't have a receipt on pants. Period. So I don't know. So you got to show me where pants is a tradition that I even want to honor.
Nigga, you better not come on my house without no pants on. I'm just saying.
I can't wear a dashiki, the real long one. You know what I mean? Like Brother Ishmael. I know you know Brother Ishmael. He be flying in mud. You know,
He be having pants on up under that shit, man.
He
He be having on pants, man. You can't be letting your balls just be running around, floating around in another man's house, man. You know, I'm just saying, man. You gotta strap it up. Yeah, you gotta, you know, down past the knees. And I'm just joking. But yeah, you better not come over here with your balls hanging out, man. Listen. But now let's go back to the folktale real quick. Now, it's one piece that we left out. We had the buffoon, we had the countryman. Now, also in this folktale, it illustrates what goes on once again in our society. Who threw this whole fucking shindig? And why did they throw the shindig? Now, I can't speculate why he threw the shindig, but we know usually somebody else is on the line, Brother Shaka's on the line. But the man, it was a rich nobleman, opened the theaters for free. So it was some shit going on, because I want you to understand, entertainment and different types of shit starts popping off while the masses are being entertained. It was some shit going on when Bill Cosby was charged. There's some shit going on when that fight broke out at UFC, because you brought that shit up, Kwesi. You understand what I'm saying? Entertainment.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that back up. I definitely want to talk about that.
Entertainment mask a lot of shit. A rich nobleman once opened the theaters without charge to the people and gave the public a notice that he would handsomely reward any person who invented a new amusement for the occasion. So entertainers are often used as tools to kind of hide the left or the right hand of the so-called noble, the so-called people that have the money to make shit happen, because they need everybody busy so that you can keep their minds off of possibly the poverty, keep their mind off of them being cheated, keep their mind off the fact that their taxes have went up, keep their mind, always keeping your mind busy and wrapped around entertainment. Think about the entertainment that was going on here. I know it was way back in the day, but I'm quite sure somebody had more skill than the motherfucker that being able to get up on the stage and squeal like a pig. I mean, I'm old school. Squealing like a pig, that can only entertain you. How long can somebody imitating a pig entertain you? For me, this is a definite view of what goes on with the masses. We're constantly being conned. We're constantly being anesthetized with this useless information and useless entertainment that will accomplish nothing but make us feel good in the moment, while outside the arena, all types of shit is happening to us. But Shaka, you ain't had nothing to, you ain't say nothing yet. How you doing today, my brother?
My brother, I am blessed. I am here, as the Haitians say, Nabule. I'm listening in, man. I'm late coming in the conversation, so I'm gonna just chill on the sideline for a minute and see where y'all at with it.
All right. So, brother Quasi, you caught my attention with this fight thing because I heard that there was it broke out. It's you talking about the Conor McGregor and the Muslim dude. Hello?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and kick off that conversation if everybody is okay with that.
Go ahead, man.
I actually had a heated discussion with a good friend of mine, and it was like a conflict in a sense that has been brewing between him and I for almost as long as our friendship has been a friendship, which has been like almost 2 decades at this point. Like, you know, and I had a different perspective than he had. He was saying that the guy embarrassed himself. He's more of a fight enthusiast, to where I'm more of a person that likes to question everything and kind of is always looking at the hidden agenda with something. So,
and analytical.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect word. So, you know, my thing was that the guy, Khabib is his name. He was just kind of doing something. What he did, I mean, he definitely took it to a whole nother extreme, but it was kind of the form he chose to launch his protest, as opposed to Conor McGregor. His whole thing, he was throwing stuff through the bus window, smashing up stuff, respecting people's father and calling people terrorists and saying they were responsible for 9/11, and just pushing the envelope way too far. And I think, for me, I don't know if it was necessarily due to his agenda or his intention, but it seemed like he used his platform that he had at that moment to kind of condemn society and how far society has let things go with people just talking stuff and acting like words don't hurt, like words ain't a reason to take up arms over. Some of, like, a lot of the battles, I would imagine maybe even the majority of battles over the years kind of kicked off because of a verbal dispute. And if somebody is attacking you at that level verbally, and McGregor was even doing some physical stuff as well, but since he chose to do it on the grand stage that he chose to do it on and sacrifice so much stuff, to me it just screams of a political statement that the guy was making, because he was a Muslim, and basically he's the oppressed. I've been looking into it a little bit, not enough so I can speak and say that this is definitely the guy's agenda, but the more I look into it, it does seem as if he was making a statement, that was a lot deeper than just being emotional in the moment.
Right.
Like he was making a point. He wasn't just out of control.
Well, I mean, now, like you said, Conor McGregor brought up his father, said something about him possibly having something to do with 9/11, totally disrespected his family, disrespected his faith, disrespected him, attacked his bus. I mean, he took white privilege to a whole nother level. He did the same. He did some similar shit with Mayweather.
And then on top of that, after the fight was over, his trainer was still talking stuff. Like, even people that be taking it, pushing the envelope with their trash talking, once you done dominated somebody in the ring, most people will be like, okay, you won. I respect you. They'll change their whole tune.
Right.
They might ask for a rematch, but I ain't never heard nobody or their trainer or nobody keep talking stuff after he done just choked your man out.
He choked him out. He took it. He whooped his ass from what I'm understanding, right? And I'm like, because I ain't see it. Like I said, I got other shit I got to do. You know what I'm saying? But like he took it to him, and then afterwards, because they wanted to do it in the ring, they took it to him in the ring as well. You know what I'm saying? Jumping fences and shit. I like them. I thought it reminded me of the old playground days. You remember when they used to have the fence around the playground and some shit jump off? And, and your boy trying to get to you? Yeah. And see, because people be wanting to, want to dictate how you supposed to react after somebody do some shit. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to react like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, we get caught up in that shit too. It's so, once again, defining reality. You know what I'm saying? Distinguishing the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of times in order for us to get along in this shit and accept the position that we have here in America as black people, especially those born here, we have to act very fake in our daily lives. So, of course, a lot of us will look at that shit, he shouldn't have. I understand where he's coming from, but he still shouldn't have did that shit. You know what I'm saying? He still shouldn't have did that shit. Because the oppressed, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to respond like that. You're supposed to take everything that we're from this Irish boy is supposed to be able to say. He could do all types of shit. Don't get no charges. You know what I'm saying? Don't get no fines. He just could go out and just say whatever the fuck he want. And he ran into somebody who was like, cool, I'll see you in the ring, sir. He almost squeezed that white boy's head off, man. Man, that's a hell of a move.
Hey, did you see the post commentary interview with Derek Lewis?
Nuh-uh. I didn't even see the fight. The only thing I wanted to see was that neck wrench that motherfucker put that motherfucker in the vice from Islam. You know what I'm saying? He put Allah and Muhammad in that motherfucking twist. He twisted for the Crusades, But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm just telling you, man.
Hey, so I don't know if I sent it to you. I wish I would have known we was having this conversation. I would have sent it to Quasi. But I think it was Joe Rogan that was interviewing Lewis after fighting that Russian. And I would tell you something, man. Y'all talking about entertainment and how it sounds like the exact same thing that you described in terms of how they use the entertainment of smoke and mirrors while there's a bigger agenda going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want y'all to hear. It's comical. It's the funniest interview that I've ever heard come out of any sport whatsoever, first of all. All right. Do y'all mind if I, it's a couple minutes long. You want to hear this interview?
You got it ready?
I got it ready. Hold on, check this out, man. Hold on. Here we go. First of all, it might be a little illegible at first, but he start off the conversation. He say, "Derek, why did you take your pants off?" And they stand in the middle of the ring. He took his shorts off. He said, "Why you take your pants off?" He said, "Because my balls was hot."
Take your pants off. My balls was hot. I understand. Listen, man, what you just said was absolutely phenomenal. That was an incredible comeback victory, and it shows one of the reasons why people love to watch you fight. They usually put it underestimate me. See, I ain't all that technical and all that, but see, I'm getting there. Fuck it.
No one will question your part.
This is a come from behind knockout, the like we haven't seen in a long time. And you were looking for that big haymaker all night. You found it in the last minute of the fight. Talk us through this, Derek. I forgot 2 hours before the fight. Donald Trump called me. They told me I got Dr. Rushmore for that. They making him look bad on the news. You know, they make proof and shit. Fuck what they talking about. USA, you know. Fuck.
Listen, Derek, you came in this fight. You're absolutely one of the top guys in line for a shot at the title next. So tell us what you think about that.
I need to sit my black ass down and do some more cardio. Fuck what you talking about right now. I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. I'm no gas things like that. Shit.
Listen, Derek, you're one of the most entertaining guys in the sport. Congratulations on an amazing victory. And thank you very much for a really, really entertaining fight.
Thanks for having me. Maybe next week or sometime or 2 weeks.
Anytime, sir. Anytime. And you got the best Instagram in the game. I'll tell you right now. Derek Lewis, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta post that, bro. That shit was pretty funny.
Y'all done chase Lady J off. Oh, somebody else, brother. Now, brother Kwame done came on. So put up the shit. Put it up.
Man, that shit was funny, bro. You tripping.
Go ahead, brother Kwame.
Look, man, all I need to know is I'm on the Spreaker page. How the hell do I get, to the photos?
All right. Now, it's up under Hi Tim. You got to put in HA2 TIM. If you just type in Hi Tim, it'll take you straight to the Spreaker page. Hey, what, is it acting up on Facebook?
Tap HA2.
You say I put in HA2 TIM.
TIM, and it should.
Tap in your next. Team coin. Tap. Tim. Link.
That it right there, babe.
What did it say?
I2.
Hashtag Hot2 Tim. Link.
I2 Tim link.
Yes.
Text field is editing. Hot2 Tim. Insertion point at end. 9. Button. What are you looking for? Try also with.
Try Gye-Nyame Journey. GYENY.
Try rolling on the floor laughing.
Hey,
Say
man.
that again.
All right, try Gye-Nyame Journey. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download Spreaker on your phone, and I'm gonna link you into the show. But do you want me to send you a link right now?
No, I went into the link. The link sent me to a page where I couldn't find.
Facebook now. Charles Stevenson.
All the way at the bottom, they have a play. I gotta do it for you. I gotta set it up for you. I mean, because I could describe it, but it still ain't gonna make no goddamn sense because you never seen the page.
The Charlotte can see here.
Is it at the bottom? It should be if it's at Gye-Nyame Journey. If it's at Hot Tim Gye-Nyame, you go to the Gye-Nyame Journey show. On the Gye-Nyame Journey show, it'll be a live stream. Family, we get it in here. It's real life at Gye-Nyame Journey.
Search W show heading level 2. There are no shows for show heading level. There are no shows for Hot2 Tim.
HA2 TIM.
Button. Forward. Show bookmarks. Share. Button. New tab. Button. Search for user for show.
Put space GYE. All right, family. This is what we're going to do. We're going to end tonight. We're going to try to get Kwame to let his white girl sing a song for us. And we're going to close out. Kwame, can you get that white girl to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb for us, please, man?
All right, so I put Hot2 Tim in.
He ain't even hear me. Go ahead.
I heard you, nigga.
See, it'll either be up now. Right.
Link.
Right. If you on Spreaker, you can look up Gye-Nyame Journey.
Show. Heading level 2. There are no shows for.
Gye.
There are shows, but I'm trying to find the live stream. What's the title of today's?
Today's is FFGF. It's hold on. It's hashtag FFGF dash the Buffoon and the Countryman.
You had that page up, Calvin. Sorry. You had that page up. Right.
Button.
There it is. It was up. It's just the button is not reading.
Enter search text.
Right. It's real. It's in a corner or something. It's crazy.
Man. Heading level 2. Link.
Go down.
FFGF the Buffoon and the Countryman. Heading English. Link.
Wow, y'all hear it? Said the show. And it said my name.
About.
And with that,
link. Press.
You know.
Tap in. Link. Tap in. Link.
Yeah, this definitely need to happen off air.
Right. Well, no, not really, cause he family. I'm gonna take care of him. But what I'm gonna say is, family. I'm gonna say after that Hot Balls interview, what better way to end on some buffoon
up
shit?
Ready now with new short terms. Your life is the COTC's short-term certificate.
It's gonna play an ad. It's gonna play an ad. So we got some buffoon shit. Now the buffoon is taking the attention off of what's really going on. So we have to be aware that when we're looking at these folktales, not only can we pull out the comedy and all that stuff, but we also can pull out lessons that are useful for us in this day and time. The only thing that's new on the planet, in a sense, is the technology. The fuckery is still the same. So our ancestor laid out the fuckery for us. All we got to do is learn how to deal with the fuckery and just, add our technology in. So now, once again, I go back to this challenge, family. Just don't tell people to go vote. Just don't tell our people to go vote. Tell them who or how. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got to do something. We got too many smart motherfuckers that can look at policies and be like, this motherfucker's policies does not work for us. We can't be buffoons. We can't fall for the buffoons that's just making the fake pig sound. We need the motherfucker with the actual pig. All right? I mean, trying to use the folktale to end this up. So we're going to close out. Lady J, you got something you want to say to the people before we get out of here? And you better not add to it.
Always. I just want to say that I thank you for encouraging everyone on tonight's show to get out and vote. We do know the most disturbing thing that I heard several years back when Barack Obama was going for his first and second election. I realized that people were going to the polls voting for Obama, but they were not voting for the local elected officials. And what happens is that those people who distribute the money released by the government here in our city, those people are the people that we want to keep our hands on incumbency. If they are not doing their jobs, if they are not fighting, representing us, our needs, our interests, our issues, then they should not be representing us. And though it's just like that scenario that I often share about the basketball game, we can be in the midst of this basketball game and we can realize that the rules are not fair. But if we just stand around and discuss the rules and how they're not fair, we're going to get scored on every time. So we're going to have to play in this unfair game. But, what the hopes of, and which is why they instituted rules and laws that would keep us from voting. They understand that the way their system was set up was that that is where the change is. And so if we can convince ourselves, or if we convince ourselves and we allow others to convince us that we don't have a voice, that we don't have a say, that voting doesn't matter, that politics are not important, we will continue to get scored on over and over again. So I too want to second your motion and encourage everyone to get out.
Hold on.
And vote.
You're not seconding my motion. I
didn't finish. And to make sure that you are well advised before you walk into the poll, and you are educated and knowledgeable about those people who represent. And then once we vote for them and they are in office, that we hold them accountable and know that we too will be responsible for getting them out of office if they do not, again, serve our best interest. With that being said, I just want to remind everyone that we are in the midst of the Great Awakening. Today and every day, do something in support of the movement. Read a book, article, donate to a cause, volunteer your time, indoor services. Not only do we need you at rec centers and at schools, we need you in youth sports. As you can see, a lot of the people that are coaching our kids may have that skill, but they are not role models. They are not presenting them in a way, in ways that our children should model themselves. I.e., a couple weeks ago, we had a coach, actually an owner of a team, a president of a team, swing on a referee at a game. We also had a huge brawl at another field, at which time someone pulled out a gun and shot into the air in order to get the crowd to disperse. These are the things that our youth are being exposed to when we are putting them in activities to keep them off the streets. And I just want to throw a flag on that play. Also, I want to encourage everyone to use their social media networks to enlighten and inform, because it is our platform. It is an opportunity for us to promote, bombard, share positive images of blackness, so that so we counter what the popular culture is, or the media does. Also, I just want to encourage, like I already said, to get out and participate politically, petition, march, plan a peaceful protest,
Lady J,
participate in a boycott. If we want change, we have to learn how to keep more change in our pocket. The choice is yours. The choice is ours.
Now, what if other people wanted to close out too? That was long. That was long as hell. Anybody else got anything they want to say?
Let me jump on in while we're talking about this Great Awakening thing. All right. First of all, I want to let everybody know that when we don't speak, caution, because a lot of times people we proclaim that we woke way too soon, and we block the blessing of getting the information and becoming informed. Understand that the difference between a strong nation and a weak nation is having the people informed. Understand that right now we are very weak and we are very brittle because we proclaim that we are informed when we absolutely have no idea what the agenda is and what's going on, let alone the fact that too much on what the woke already know is only an illusion of power, a systematic power.
Is there a difference between being woke and being enlightened?
Oh, God damn it. Wait, stop. Don't you dare answer that. Say your finishing statement, man. Stop it. Go ahead.
Now y'all know when I get interrupted. Like I
know you buffering and shit. You buffering. I know. Go on, man. Just do the best you can.
Okay. Let me go back to that thought. Shit, I'm buffering now. Yes. Listen. Enlightenment, there's a process, there's a protocol, and the piece is that if you don't know the process, then you can't possibly proclaim that you've been there. All right? It's a process of everything. And for those of us who want to YouTube the process, we gotta be more critical on the source, all right? Because we run into a lot of instances where the blind are leading the blind, and a lot of times you feel like because somebody said some good punchline that you are in the know. And I'm saying that that's just the beginning. But when you know, what's the thing about the glass half full? All right, the piece is that you cannot pour into a glass already full. So when you walk around and you say that you woke and you're not, all I'm saying is that for all of us, you're never too grown to learn. Because when you stop learning, you stop growing. And if you stop learning, you stop growing, then you're better off dead. So my piece is this, is that instead of focusing so much on the illusion of power and the systems that are used against us, this is the time where the beginning process is for us to be able to know thyself. That is the first step. The first step is truly knowing who you are. And if you only live in a state of comfort, then you have no idea who you are in your learning zone and in your panic zone. You have no idea how you're going to respond when you are truly face to face with the truth. Man, if he hit me like that, man, I'll knock him out. Man, look, until you there, you don't know how your body's naturally going to react. You don't know how your mind is going to react. And the piece is, all I'm saying is challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Put yourself in situations where you have to know. You know what I mean? I hear young Quasi talking about moving into the dynamics of boxing and sparring and things like that. I mean, and constantly putting yourself in a place where you challenge yourself, and that's my whole piece for tonight. That's not all I had to say, but I came on late, and that's all I'm gonna bore y'all with.
Quasi, you got some last minute words for us?
Can I say what I'm thinking?
Say what you thinking, man.
Voting is for suckers.
He said what?
He said I could.
He said voting is for suckers. Hey, that's why I love my family. I get to hit it from all sides. So, you know what I'm saying? Shit. All right, so now, family, this is Gye-Nyame Journey. I need to let you know you are now walking amongst the congregation of the mighty. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, you know this is the Heart of a Simple production, and we have just finished and crushed another folk tale on Folktale for Grown Folks. Heart of a Simple production where we strive to blow up those old paradigms. I'm about to take my old ass to bed. Y'all young folks do what y'all gonna do. I'm out. I wish y'all all peace, power, and joy, and of course, 100 years. Peace.